I said, yo, what's good, everybody? I'm Amber. This is Amber's Logic. Got a new video for you today. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news. Live edition. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Salute the friends and family, Bucks Nation. Hope everybody is doing well. Y'all saw the thumbnail. Y'all been in the community tab. Appreciate the support. Y'all know we here to talk about. First thing we going to talk about before we get into Dame, we going to talk about Rajon Rondo. Another basketball savant added to this coaching staff is awesome. Is awesome. There is no excuse now. I mean, Rondo's has one of the highest basketball IQs of all time. Throughout the years, I've heard nothing but good things about Rondo's IQ, and I think that's going to really help us out a lot. He's going to give intricacies in the game, and he might even be able to help Dame be even a better or more efficient defensive player. So I mean, there's just no excuses for the Bucks this year. I don't want to hear nothing. If it's not besides health, I don't want to hear nothing. Doc, you've literally created Voltron. We won a championship. Like, bro, you have created Voltron. I mean, this has to be the best coaching staff in the NBA. What does the chat say? For real, for real. I think this is the best coaching staff in the NBA. Damn, adding somebody like Rajon to the mix is just amazing. It's just amazing. I'm just hyped in charge, y'all. I'm definitely hyped in charge about this move. I think the Bucks are flying under the radar, and I think that that's a good thing. Maybe the added pressure of like last year, I feel like it was a lot of pressure on the Bucks too, getting Dame. They instantly went to the NBA to the favorites of winning the NBA title, and then we had the we had the tough season. So I think now things have calmed down. Dame is going to be in shape. We have a solid coaching staff now. I just expect nothing but good things from the Milwaukee Bucks at this time. I'm really, really, really excited. Let me see who in the building. Let me shout out everybody in the building. Shout out Luke. What's good, Luke? Derek Stevenson, what's good? Shout out to you. Hey, if y'all haven't already, we doing the weekend live stream. Let's get the likes up. Appreciate you. Chris B, the homie in Ohio. What's good, Chris B? Bucks Nation, absolutely. The homie Gibson Nicholas is in the building, straight out of the Bahamas. Salute. The biggest Dame critic on earth. The world ain't fair for the weak in the building. Hold on, y'all. I gotta plug in my battery. Give me 1 second. Excited to have you in the live. The world ain't for the weak. You're a very interesting individual. Mr. Washington, what's good? Appreciate you. Oh, my boy Eric Payne in the building. What up, Eric? Salute Brandon King Carter in the building. What's good? Matt, what's good, bro? Malloy, what's good? Janet MOC, what is good, man? Shout out to the queens of the chat. Justin Green Bay, what's good? TD Dogs, what's good? The homie Jimmy Roller is in the building. What's good? Ali Benjamin is in this thing. Daniel Bleacher Report Boss is in the building. What's good, bro? It's me. What's good? Appreciate y'all tapping in. Pamela Davis, what's good? The homie Jeff Riley, straight out of the OC, what's good? Chessbox, what's good? The homie Robert Brooks, and last but not least, RJ back straight out of the UK. United Kingdom is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Salute. So what's good, y'all? Are y'all hyped? Hey, October here. Hey, preseason is here. Hey, it's about to get cracking. Are y'all ready? Can we get some positive vibes from Bucks Nation? Let's go. Let's just talk about the Rajon Rondo, then we'll get in the chat, and then we'll watch a little footage from Dame and his slam interview as well. So let me just show y'all that real quick. Let's just take a look at that. Give me a second, y'all. Look at the article here. As you can see here, reported by Brew Hoop, Rajon Rondo joins the Bucks as a guest coach for training camp. I just appreciate the effort that the Bucks are putting in to try to get as much talent and minds in this organization to help this team achieve its maximum potential. Regardless of what happens, win, lose, or draw, Hey, the Bucks have tried their best. This was a great offseason for the Milwaukee Bucks. Regardless, we didn't have the big splashes, but I think the way we overhauled the bench, the improved coaching staff, I think we've done as much as we can besides health to put this team in the right position to win a championship. Now, Doc just has to be able to allow these assistant coaches to help him and not just be relying on old guys and make sure that he's getting these young guys in a rotation. If I start seeing that early from Doc, which he did address and say that we need energy, we need to play the young guy. So I'm hoping that he does remain a man of his word and let the young guys cook, because that's what's going to be key. We got to let these young guys develop in the regular season so they're ready for the playoffs. So that's key. So I'm hoping that these guys get run early. I'm hoping Middleton can get in training camp at some point and get some run with the team. The real thing is just health. But having a great mind like Rajon Rondo, you can't underestimate the importance of that. He's gonna see the nuances of the game. He's gonna be able to help everybody on the bench, especially the guards. I mean, Rajon Rondo was effective wherever he went. He was a winner. No matter who he got traded to, what you say, Rajon was getting busy. He was getting busy. So shout out to Doc Rivers reuniting with a player that he won a championship with the 2008 uh, Boston Celtics, where Rajon Rondo was a starting point guard and a key member to them winning that championship. And wherever he's gone, he's been a key piece to a team. He won a championship with the Los Angeles Lakers, so he knows how to win and what it takes to win. I want as many winners around this team as possible. Real talk. What up, Joseph? I see you pop in the chat. What's good, bro? Robert Brooks, what's good, famo? So I'm gonna get in the comment section just to see what's going on, and then I'm gonna play the little excerpt from the Dame Slam interview as well. Let me get in the comment section. I see a lot going on there. Let's get it cracking. The homie Luke said Dame and Giannis better have good pick and roll. If they do, Milwaukee Bucks will win 58 games. That definitely will be key. Dark Stevenson, what's good? Fear the deer, absolutely. Gibson, salute to Mr. Watcher. Absolutely. My man, Khris B, you already know. Bucks Nation. Here we go. Dame thought we would come to Milwaukee and boost his best shooter claim by ending up exposing himself. Guess what? If Dame plays well, then I'll apologize. If he didn't play well, I need my money. All right, man. I got you. Mr. Washington said, good evening, Chad. King Brandon Gibson. Absolutely. What's good? Go look at your videos, Amber. It's Dame, Dame, Dame. He needs to be quiet and play basketball. The Bucks are a championship, but a reality show. Unbelievable. I just don't even know. All right, bro. You got it. You got it, bro. You got it. Dark Stevenson, 2025 NBA championships. I like that. I like that. My boy Eric Payne in the building said, let's go. Absolutely. We got this. Hey, all we can say is that the Bucks are taking the steps in the right direction to win a championship. They've done everything they could this offseason, seeing the money complications that this organization has to put a winning team on the floor. We got to be real. They definitely did well this offseason, even though nobody's talking about it because we didn't get like a big time player. The Bucks did their thing this offseason. Our bench is 1,000% better than what it was. Coaching staff 1,000% better and also stable. That's what also we got to understand. Now we have a stable environment. We had no stability all of last year. There was no way to get chemistry. No one knew what was going on. Locker room was fractured. Now there's unity. Everyone is going to know their role. I expect so much more from the Bucks this year. And to be honest, as bad as we played, as bad as Dame played last year, we were it's not like we were like a fifth seed or anything. So it's just like all we need is health and paying attention to the intricacies of the game, rebounding, not turning the ball over, all just the small things, and we'll be fine. This is a borderline 60-win team, healthy, borderline 60-win team. My boy Brandon King Carter said Bucks Nation, absolutely. The homie Matt said, yo, it's not that deep, bud. Relax. Right. Malloy said, go Bucks, absolutely. Luke said, let's go, Milwaukee Bucks. Salute to Brandon Gibson, Khris, and everyone else. Absolutely. Janet MOC said, let's go, Bucks Nation. Justin Green Bay said, salute, salute, famo. TD Dogs was good, bro. Go Bucks for a champion. They got to do something after that tragedy that happened at yesterday with the Brewers. Hey, Bucks gotta right the wrongs of so many different teams. Hey, we need the Bucks to be the saving grace, the silver lining, because damn, that was crazy what the Brewers did. That was a serious choke. That was wild. But salute to them. Jimmy Roll the builder said, "Can't wait for us to bully these teams." That's what I'm talking about. Right? We need to be Debo out here. Facts. Ali Benjamin said, "So happy the season is starting. Dame looking good in training camp, and that's key. All the players are looking good. Everybody looks focused and dialed in like they have a point to prove. I stand on saying I believe this team has a chip on their shoulder and they're gonna go in. I really think they're gonna go in. Seriously. I really think they're gonna go in. Bleacher Report boss said, "What up? What up, Bleacher Report boss? I'm open the lines up here in a minute. It's me, Baltimore's. What's good, bro? Salute, salute. Yeah, we see Rondo and the staff. The Bucks is not. Hey, they pulling out all the stops that they can. They doing what they can." Pam said, everyone wants to be around greatness. That's a fact. Jeff said, I said, yo, Bucks Nation, absolutely. Hey, I'm excited. I really got good vibes this year. I know a lot of people are worried about Dame and Giannis not working out together in the offseason. It is what it is. They've been talking to each other. Dame feels confident. Giannis feels confident. Hey, if they believe, shouldn't we believe? Shouldn't we believe? Chessbox09, Bucks team IQ just went up 100 points. Thank you. I'm telling y'all, Rondo's super smart with this basketball. I'm telling y'all, he's Jason Kidd level. He's Jason Kidd level. Robert Brooks said, "What's good, Bucks Nation? What's good, bro?" Let me cue up the Dame, because a lot of what Dame was saying is exactly what I was saying, but y'all didn't want to hear from me or saying that, oh, I'm making excuses. That ain't what it is and all that. So let's let the man talk for a minute. Let's go ahead and listen to what Dame had to say. Let me get this queued up. Give me a second. Let me go ahead and get this queued up. Hold on. Let's go ahead and get this queued up here.
Dame Lillard, aka Dame.
Hold on.
What's up? It's Dame Lillard, aka Dame Dollar. Welcome to my slam cover shoot.
I'm gonna cut it a little bit so I'll make sure I get no copyright here until you start talking again, y'all. Gotta be smart with this. My man look focused though. My man look dead focused. Y'all see that? Hey, he got the eye of the tiger right now. If y'all don't know what that means, Google that.
People don't understand is the change that it is for the person picking up and going into a new environment. Sometimes you leave one job for another job and you might have to relocate, but a lot of people go job to job locally. You know, like if they live in Portland, they'll have a job at this place and they'll quit that job and the next job is just across the city. They don't have to pack up their life and go to a completely different place. That's not something that everybody, experiences the same as us. So I would say that's the number one thing. And I would say the number two thing is having to learn to work with somebody new and not just having to like, okay, they working together, they figuring it out. Being expected to work together and figure it out right away. They just look at this player's great, that player's great, you got this, you got that, and they just think it's supposed to work. When this summer ends and I get ready to go back to Milwaukee, I'm gonna go back prepared. Not just because of what I did for my.
Do y'all hear what this man is saying? Everything that I've been telling y'all. And you see this man is on a redemption tour. He done got his body right, his mind is right. I expect a I expect a vintage Dame Dollar season this year. I'm calling it early.
My body, my PT and my strength and conditioning coach and my diet, like all of those things are great, for me physically. But being able to come here and I didn't say, all right, this summer I'm gonna take off and go on all these vacations and do all these things. Like I spent a lot of time with the people that I really care about and that I want to, be around. We didn't do a whole lot. We just spent a lot of time around each other. I think that did me very well this summer. So going back knowing that I'm physically prepared and I'm mentally prepared, it's a more familiar situation. We gained some stability with Doc, knowing who I'm gonna go play for, having a much better understanding of the team, knowing guys now. I mean, it's just different.
See what I've been telling y'all about the whole stability thing. I've been telling y'all that it's just a lot to pick up and go. I know a lot of y'all ain't got no empathy talking about, oh, he getting 50 million, it don't matter. Obviously it matters, and he's telling you it matters. I know y'all, some of y'all gonna take it as an excuse, but when you have things happen in life, it's going to affect you. Period. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Y'all gotta be real.
And all of those things give me a different level of peace going into it than I could ever had last year. Early in my career, I always felt like I was underappreciated. And I think I had an underdog mentality. Sometimes even when I was getting credit, I feel like I ain't getting enough credit or they ignoring what I'm doing. And then I think I reached a point in my career where I started to get acknowledged how I felt like I should be acknowledged. And then fast forward to being named on the 75th anniversary team is like the ultimate nod to what my body of work has been and how consistent I've been since I stepped foot in the NBA. I'm not loud and I'm not saying too much and doing all these things, but I'm always productive. Even in a season like last season where I feel like I could have been better in a lot of ways, in a lot of areas, I still had a productive season and we were still
Taking accountability is always the first step. He's telling you personally he know he didn't play well last year. So again, Bucks Nation, we should feel very confident in the Dame Lillard that we're going to see this year. It's going to be a night and day difference. Like I said, look at this pause. Look at that man's eyes. That man is ready. I'm telling y'all, he's dead serious. I know that look. I've seen that on multiple individuals before. That man is about to be hooping this year. I guarantee it. I'm putting money on it. He's gonna be in his bag for real. He's catching bodies. All of those naysayers, Halliburton's talk. He's catching bodies. Watch what I tell y'all.
a successful team throughout the season, a 2 seed for pretty much the entire season. I think people just kind of look past it because of what they think we should be or whatever their personal opinion is. But the fact of the matter is that like I've always been productive. This is gonna be my 13th season and I continue to just show up and be productive. But I think they get bored with the fact that I just do it over and over and over and over and over. Do something else when it's really like I'm showing up, putting my best foot forward. Me playing with Giannis is one thing, but we have to figure out how we work best and how that works for everybody. Because there's a lot of guys that have to be able to do what they do best and be in a position to succeed for the team to succeed. So I think a lot of people look at two and they don't look at the big picture, I guess, of like the entire team. He's not a super talkative person, and I'm not a super talkative person myself. Over time I become that. The more I start to build a relationship with people, especially on the team. And I think as the season went on, me and him definitely like we started to talk more and more. And I started to come to his house to do conditioning and come to his house and we would work out together. And this summer we've been in constant communication. He played in the Olympics, so a couple of times I was going to head out to Greece. Like we've definitely been in touch with each other, and I think we both know, we need each other. And
So now we can dispel that myth that Dame didn't want to work out with Giannis. They just couldn't get the timing together. He wanted to go out to Greece a few times to work out with Giannis, getting married, the Olympics. They just couldn't make it work. So there wasn't any avoidance. It was just a timing thing, like I told y'all weeks ago. I keep telling y'all, hey, I might not be the messenger y'all want. I'm the messenger y'all need. Do I not be telling y'all that? Come on now.
I think he's excited coming into the season just like I am, because we became a lot closer as the season went on, and we started to learn each other a lot better as the season went on. So having a full off season of being connected to each other and being able to go into this next season, I think we both, we're gonna be ready and we both excited to do what we got to do. I think to start the year, we just weren't in a lot of pick and rolls together for a long time. It was like we was playing in transition, or I was in the ISO, or he was in the ISO. Like it just wasn't a lot of pick and rolls. So the best way to get chemistry in pick and rolls are to be in a lot of pick and rolls together. And I think, it got to the point with Doc where he was just having us in practice just set it, throw it to Giannis. Giannis, give it back to Dame. All right, Dame, throw it back. All right, Giannis, uphill DHO. It was almost like the team laughing at us, just kind of just repping it out over and over. And then in games, we ended up being in a lot of those actions together a lot more, the second half of the year. And I started to see what he was thinking. And I think he started to see what I was thinking. And then we would talk about it. And then, once you start to build chemistry, then I can start directing a little bit more because we are more connected instead of me just trying to tell him.
Hey, regardless of what y'all think about it, he's saying all the right things in this interview, in this clip right here. He is saying all the right things the Bucks Nation should want to hear. Just saying.
What I want him to do, and we haven't even really worked together on it, wanting to give him the respect of like, he might have something he want me to do a little bit different, but it's hard to figure that out when you're not in a lot of pick and rolls together. And as the season went on, I think I started to see how I can make a game easier for him. And I think he started to see like what I needed from him to be free out of the pick and roll. And from here, I think it'll continue to just get better.
All right, Bucks Nation, what's good? So, hey, we just watched a little clip from the Slam article or Slam interview with Damian Lillard, and a lot of the things that we've discussed on the Number One Bucks podcast on YouTube with the Number One Bucks chat on YouTube. Salute. Is everything that he said in here, everything we talked about. It was a huge deal for him to move, uproot his life, his family, not being in shape, everything. He explained everything. He also was like, hey, I didn't play my best ball last year. I wasn't myself. But as you can see, if you know the look I'm talking about, you looking at him, I'm telling you, he dialed in. You and Giannis too, because Giannis the type of person you can't disrespect Giannis by not including him as like the best player or MVP. He's coming with a chip on his shoulder too. I expect them to really put in work and be the. I'm gonna say this: they'll be in the top three most efficient players in the NBA as far as teammates, top two teammates efficiency. They're gonna be near the top of the list. Watch what I tell you. The Bucks about to go in, y'all. I'm very confident now. Before I was pretty I'm very confident they about to come out here and just start wrecking shop. Watch what I tell you. Begin this comment section and get a couple more comments, then I'm gonna open up the lines. So I'll be interested to see what y'all do. Y'all feel differently about Dame? Do you have more expectations this year? With the addition of Rondo, what are you thinking? How does that affect the team? I want to hear from y'all. Y'all let me know. I think the Bucks, considering the financial restraints they had, to revamp that bench the way they did was amazing. To get a legit two guard, amazing, amazing. Adding these quality coaches to the staff, then with a cherry on top, you add Rondo. This team is doing all the right things under the radar, and that's the best. We doing all this cool stuff and people ain't talking about it. That's exactly what we want. This is exactly what we want. It's set up perfectly for us to win because everybody is talking about New York. Everybody is talking about Philly. That's cool. Let them have the light. We're gonna be here. We're gonna be here in the background putting in the pain. We're gonna be putting in the pain. Y'all remember Rocky 4, right? They had dude and all this new virtual of all this new brand new equipment. They were recording it, and then Stallone was just in that barn putting in work. Just putting in work with all the old school techniques of working out and boxing. He came just looking crazy. That's what the Bucks about to do. The Bucks don't win in the lab. They don't win in the lab. They about to come out crazy. For my DBZ fans, hey, they coming out the hyperbolic chamber and they looking for smoke. Watch what listen. Hey, the Bucks about to style. I cannot wait for this season to start, y'all. The Bucks are about to style. Watch. Chris B said, "Is Rondo staying beyond training camp?" I think he will in some capacity. I hope so. I hope so. Oh, Janet MOC, thank you for the response. He said Doc said Rondo will be around for a long time, whatever that means. Hey, I'm with it. Pam said Brooke and Khris look good. Khris is training with them. They look good. Yeah, we just need Khris healthy, yo. We just need Khris. Hey, Khris. Hey, we just need you healthy, bro. Maybe you want to, try some different things. Like maybe I've heard very good things about hot yoga and how it's good for the body, muscles, and joints. Maybe this is something you should consider. Maybe this is something you should throw in your routine. Chiropractor, whatever medicine. If you need to go to a reservation for some type of special medicine to make sure your body is healthy for this year, do that. We need Middleton, y'all. That is the most key person to this team. I'm telling you. If Middleton is obviously we need Giannis and Dame. I'm not a moron. What I'm saying is, besides those two, he is the engine that makes this thing go. When Khris Middleton is on the floor with Giannis and Dame, it get dark. How many games did we even lose when they all three played? It couldn't be. It wasn't a lot, y'all. It can't be. It may be a handful. The Bucks was whooping on people when they had Khris, Damon, and Giannis at the same time. Y'all don't understand. That's a lot. That's a lot to deal with. I know y'all want to talk about Boston, New York, but I'm talking about pure scoring ability and ceiling. How many top three or how many teams with their top three players have a higher ceiling than the Bucks? I'll wait. There's three people on this team that can go for 50, and that's include Middleton can get 50. If you let him get cooking, he can get 50. Dame can get 50. Giannis can get 50. How many other teams have players of that ability? More than one. They can just go off and get 50. That's key. We have three players on our team that can go on individual runs. What do I mean by that? We have players that can score 9 straight by themselves. Just them, just going on. Giannis can do it. Dame can do it. I done seen Middleton do it. That's what makes us dangerous. We have players that are super explosive. We just need to be healthy to show the world. That's it. Hit the like button, please, as y'all come in to the #1 Bucks platform on YouTube. Appreciate y'all. Pass, what's good? High chats, Rondo ends up as an assistant either sometime this year or New Year. Makes sense. Valid. TD Dawg said, I'm not scared of Boston. Me either. I want to see Boston, but I'm like that. I want to meet. Hey, if y'all supposed to be the #1, I want to go see y'all because I think I'm better than y'all. So that's how the Bucks should be thinking. They need to go see these cats. But I'm on a different type of time. Jeff Riley said Robert Brooks, since Devin Williams screwed up a surefire advance to the playoffs last night, I'm ready for the Bucks and Spurs this season. Now, when I told y'all about the Brewers, I told y'all what I tell y'all before this all started, before the playoffs all started. Why don't you do no Brewers content? We need to support the Brewers. They about to do. I told y'all the Brewers just don't. Something is missing. I don't know what it is, but they'll just mess it up. How do you let someone hit a 3-run homer in the ninth with like the best closer in the league is only the Brewers in front of their friends and family? Damn, they didn't even have a long ride home. They just had to go home and lay in the bed and think about that. That was crazy. Better luck next year, Brewers. Okay, I don't know. Well, they need a cleansing. Dark Steven said Rajon working with Ajax and Marjan and the other young players will be great. That is a great point. I really think Rondo can help the young dudes. That's a fact. That is a fact. Great point. Ali Benjamin said if we unlock Dame and Giannis, we're winning 60 plus. That's what I'm saying. That's why I was saying this is a fringe 60-win team. This is a fringe 60-win team. Healthy and Middleton being available is key. We definitely need Khris available though. That's key to this. Let's not play. Khris Middleton being healthy is very key to this whole thing. Eric Payne said, I'm glad we're flying under the radar. They are looking at Boston, New York, Indy for us not having that much money. They did very well. That's what I'm saying. This might have been Horford's best off season. This might have been Horford's best off season considering the circumstances. Mr. Watch said Giannis said he likes both of the rookies. I bet he does. Didn't Tyler Smith yam on Giannis in training camp? I saw them in some shooter. I saw Tyler Smith take off on Giannis. I like that. That's showing some dog in them. I like that they attacking. Shout out to AJ Johnson, Tyler Smith. Pam said we're not arguing with anyone. We're gonna do what we do. Yep, absolutely. Eric Payne said, plus we have Dame for the entire training camp. In shape is key. Dame in shape. He did not look in shape last year. I'll be real with that one. Robert said, Jeff, I'm fired up too. You know our first preseason game is Sunday at 7 p.m. Let's go. Let's go. We gonna talk about it. My boy Matt said, I said, yo. The homie Janet MOC squad said Doc and Pat won MVP for shooting beyond the 3-point arc in the training camp. I don't want to hear anything Pat did besides go home. Stacy, what's good, man? Good to see you. He said my sweaty go past the window. Hilarious. What up, Ryan Love? He said, what's up, Bucks Nation? Oh, let me put the link in the chat. I forgot to do all that. Hold on one second, y'all. Good to see you, Stacy. It's been a minute. Salute to Stacy. I just put the link in the chat. Amtrak's in the building. What's good? Cream City, I see you. Cynthia, what's good, ma'am? My homie Midnight Newton, what's good, bro? I said, yo, what's good, fam? Good to see my homie Midnight Newton in the building. Homie Pass popping in. What's good, Pass?
What's good? What's good?
Hey, they trying to do everything they can. I gotta appreciate that.
They're taking this very seriously, which I really like. Like
Right,
Doc
it's
looks
dead
way.
serious, bro. They taking it
I
dead
I will
serious.
say this: Doc is taking this. He looks way more serious about this than he has ever looked compared to the other teams that he's been on. He really thinks we can win a championship. And when your coach believes that, that's a good sign.
I agree. I definitely agree. And I think the Rondo edition is great that he can kind of individually mentor the young guys and he about the nuances of the game. I think is awesome.
If Rondo is signed as an assistant coach, and we still have Dame, AJ Johnson has every single tool he has to become an elite point guard.
That's a fact. Great
he
point.
Can be an amazing two-way player. He has the handles already, so we don't got to worry about that.
Right.
He has the speed. All he needs to do is learn how to pick his spots better, put on some muscle, and he'll be good. And learn how to pass a little better, and he'll be there.
No, I agree. I definitely agree. And then so with Rondo's addition, working with these young guys, I think they'll move along faster than expected. With it, with him working with them individually like that, I think they could maybe be ahead of schedule.
I don't know. I think Rondo will do well for Ajax, especially because I think Ajax is like very similar to how Rondo plays.
Okay,
they do
fair.
a lot of this. They do a lot of similar things where they're not really a scorer, but when it comes to like running an offense, Ajax could definitely do that. So if on the second unit, he could be that guy for us. The problem is he just needs to learn how to shoot better. That's really it. And know his spots. He also needs to learn his spots better.
Yeah, that's over time though. Yeah, and I think he can learn that over time. I just wasn't expecting that. Like you said, Doc is like he's putting all. Hey, he's all in. If this is Texas Hold'em, he's all in.
And also, if we do get Rondo as assistant coach, and Doc doesn't work out, I'm not too worried about who our next coach will be because I would be fine with Rondo as a coach.
Or Darvin Ham.
I don't know about that. We're not letting him become another head coach again.
He shut it down. He's like, too fast. Too fast.
I'm not letting Mr. Pockets in his hands go and let him coach. He's a great guy as an assistant. I know the team loves him, but you can't be the assistant. You can't be the head coach. I think he's learned. He got his money.
Yeah, he did, and it was a learning experience. Now he back where he needs to be, helping
He
us.
him and Adrian Griffin are in the same boat. Like you tried it out, it ain't for you, but now you know.
And the thing is, our defense took a dramatic drop when he left. It went from
I
top
was
5 to like 15
no, I
right
actually saw
away.
that. I saw something like that. Even when he left, when Bud was still here, our defense also dropped
Yep.
in the playoffs. So that matters in a lot. If he's back in our defense should be a lot better. I don't expect it to be the same level as like when it was with Bud because we
Right.
just don't have the defenders
Right.
and we're also older. But it could very easily be top 10. Top 10 is a very real
Yeah, it's gonna be
possibility right
way
now.
better than last year, no matter what.
I don't know. Brewers, I'm just letting you know. Brewers should absolutely just sign Patsy. Get him off this team. Yo, he used to be a baseball player. Yo, just get him on there.
What? What? Hey, did
What
y'all
is?
hear what he just said? He said that the Brewers should sign Pat Connaughton to get him off of the team.
Oh, he used to play baseball. He can't be that bad.
Yeah, can we do any worse with the Brewers?
Like you can't. It can't be any worse than what you guys had. I mean, I was happy. I'm a Mets fan, so that was great for me.
Yeah, that was terrible. Oh, that would have choke job. Oh, what
That
an
was a great
ultimate
game for
choke.
me. For me, I was ecstatic.
I bet. Appreciate that, Cynthia. Please get the likes up, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Yeah, that was crazy. That was definitely crazy.
It's
So
also
then, Pass,
funny.
how do you feel about what Dame said in
I
his slam interview?
I
Do you feel
feel
differently about him? Do you feel more like, hey, I feel like he's gonna have a breakout season? Like, what are your thoughts? What did you get from it?
not breakout season, but I do think he will be back to what we expected him to be.
What up, Dr. Smith?
The what we expected Dame to be when we signed for him, when we traded for him, is what I'm expecting. Because last
Okay.
year he was look, people were overblowing what he did last year. Like he was still good as a player, but he just wasn't Dame level.
Right.
He was
Correct.
like he was an all-star level player, but not a superstar player like
And
he
that's the
should
difference.
be.
And that's the difference. That was a great way to explain it. Can you repeat that again for Bus Nation? Because that makes sense right there. If you want to say that, that is a perfect explanation right there. We expected a superstar, but he played at an all-star level, and
Yeah,
that was the gap.
he was playing like maybe like a so it's a mid-level all-star, like a cat even, like
Yeah.
well, maybe a little bit higher than cat, but like that type of level all-star. Like
Great
that's
point.
not you. We know what you are. That's not you. We've seen you lead a team to the Western Conference Finals before. We know what you can do.
I agree, and I think he does, and he's gonna show it.
Yeah, he had a full off season. That whole stuff with his family is past him now. So like he has everything's there for him.
Correct. Yep. Like I said, do you also feel that Middleton is the key to us winning a championship, being a championship caliber team?
If he's not healthy, yes,
Yeah, I agree.
he has to be there. But the only issue is like you can't really trade him because there's no one I can really think of that we would want.
They can do what he does. That's what's crazy.
The only person you could make an argument for is for Brandon Ingram, but Brandon Ingram's injury thing is just as
It's the
bad as
same thing.
Khris.
He's just a younger version with more hair.
More hair, and he's also skinnier, and he doesn't really play as well as defense. Like he gets
Yeah.
pushed around easily.
Well,
He
yeah,
has
you
not put on
6'8", 140 or whatever. However, what he
he
weighs.
has
Yeah,
not put
you
on
gonna
any
get pushed
weight.
around.
Most of these NBA players have put on weight over the
Right.
years. Some of them don't. Some of them haven't. Like KD hasn't, but this is his body. He doesn't need to, right? Brandon Ingram's one of the people who needs to put on weight because it would help him out a lot. He probably would have been traded by now if he actually did. He would have gotten that trade request.
Yeah, I find it odd that nobody wants Brandon Ingram. He's an all-star caliber player.
Contract's too high for what he's getting for what he is. He's like paid like 30 million or so, which is too high for someone like him.
Yeah,
He's just
true.
he's never been an all-star, so like you can't really. Well, I don't know if he has or hasn't. He might have been one time. I don't know, but he's just not worth that much money.
But yeah, I that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I just think we just gotta ride it out with Middleton at this point.
Honestly, I'm surprised the Heat haven't signed him. If anyone would sign him, that sounds like a Heat signing to me.
That's interesting. Yeah, I can see that.
That sounds like someone the Heat would sign.
No, that's true.
Especially what's going on with Jimmy right now with them. Like they may want to do something like that.
Yeah, Jimmy
They
looked
got
like he
They
want
got
out.
1 year left. No, he wants to stay. But he wants money. But are you gonna pay a 35-year-old? Is the question. Who hasn't really shown you anything because he doesn't care about the regular season.
Fair.
He cares about the postseason, but he does not care about the regular season, and that causes problems for you guys later down the line.
It definitely does cause problems. You
How-
cannot care for 82 games.
Yeah, you can't do that every single year and then expect to like make a deep playoff run. Like it worked a few times, but it never fully works out.
Why would you troll like that, Cream City 1846? Come on, bro. Nobody believes that. You know what? Pat Connaughton don't even believe that.
That is a crazy statement.
Why would you say that, Cream City? Why would you
Best
even say?
season
Why
of
would
all
you
time?
type that?
How
Why
old
would
is
you
Pat?
type that?
Wait,
That
wait,
was
wait.
wild.
How old is Pat?
Too old to be on this roster.
All right, so 30, so like 35 or something like
Yeah,
that.
he's somewhere up there. Can someone do a fact check on Pat Connaughton's age? I'm gonna say 33.
His best year is past him. 21 was his best year. He is not getting past that year.
His best year, I think, when he averaged at 9.9, almost 10 points a game. I think that was like 4 years ago. That's when he was a value pick for his contract. Now he's significantly overpaid for his production or lack thereof production. Ridiculous. So do you think this pick and roll thing is gonna come to fruition?
It'll get better because it was getting better at times, but at the end of the season, like it was getting better. So I do think it work. It will get better. How well it will get, I don't know, but I do think it will get better.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't even think it needs to be like elite. I think it just needs to be there enough where it can't be stopped all the time. Because there's certain parts that they just can't. No one can stop. Maybe except for maybe like one person, but we're not going to see him in the playoffs. So it doesn't matter.
True.
If the person you're thinking of, the person I'm talking about is Wemby, because he's the only person I think can guard both spots.
Oh yeah, Wemby's a beast.
He's not. We're not seeing him in the playoffs. We're not gonna worry about that.
No time soon. Hopefully, yeah. Wemby he's a problem. He's definitely a problem.
Oh, he's
I just
32.
really am like impressed with what the Bucks did this offseason under the radar. Like I said, with the constraints they have financially to still be able to get everybody we got. We got a strong coaching staff now. Everybody's in shape. I think we're gonna make this run. Everything is set up for us to make a run.
Chad says he's 31. Yeah, he's done. He's not getting.
He's done. He's like a running back. Once he hit 30, it's dogged out.
He's not getting. He's not. Maybe if he was on the Heat, I would say that because like Spoelstra does that to players for some reason.
Well, we already have his replacement. AJ Green is what we wanted him to be.
AJ Green's him with swag. That's really all it is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. AJ Green is like an improved version of Connaughton. But Connaughton, get your money. Your agent was a beast. Get your money though. I can't be mad at you. Shout out to Amtrak's. Look at the Heat are in training camp in the Bahamas. Go Spy is wild. Go Spy is wild. Shout out to Amtrak's. What's good, bro? Shout out to Amtrak. Hey, you know what? Cynthia, you ain't say nothing crazy about Middleton today.
Oh, no, she did.
Oh,
you just missed it.
Why you started right on
that? She absolutely did. You just missed it.
Shout out to Cynthia.
There's Def, Taxes, and Cynthia always crapping on Middleton. Those are three things that are consistent. And I salute her for that. Because that's a hustle. Fact,
Jimmy Roller said Dame isn't Ben Simmons. He doesn't just talk. Fact. Shout out to Jimmy Roller. Oh my God. That's what I want to like. Just don't be talking about it. Be about it. Like this team. And what I can say, the Bucks haven't been talking. They just been saying they've been working hard. They in training camp. It's a more stable environment. I mean, last year was like a bad. It was just like a bad movie. It was just like anything that could go wrong was going wrong. From Giannis's injury to Middleton injury to the coaching, it was just. I don't see how they could have been successful in that environment.
Honestly, you know what it sounds like to me? If you said about movies, it kind of sounds like how the Joker went. First
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
fantastic. This second
The
movie is
real,
complete garbage.
the Joker that recently came out. Yeah.
Why was that man getting penetrated like Diddy? Why did they do that?
Yeah, that
Why
was
did they do that?
crazy. Yeah, that was crazy. That was definitely crazy. He said, I heard we're looking at right power forward and center from the Grizzlies. Okay. That's the only thing we're really missing is size. Like it would
Yeah,
be nice to somehow finesse a big, but
yeah. Because Chris Livingston, we just don't know yet,
yeah,
and I don't
and
think
Tyler
Tyler
Smith is
Smith.
super
You
young.
can't. Yeah, you can't trust rookie. So you would need someone there. I think center's more important than power forward, but yeah,
Yeah, I definitely think we don't really have a backup center.
yeah. I mean, Bobby's really the only one, but he's not really a
Yeah,
center.
he's not really a center. Bobby's more a power forward, and I think Bobby gonna have a good year too this year. I just want Bobby to perform in the playoffs.
Honestly, I hope Bobby has a down year a little bit,
Mm.
and I see this for a reason. I only say that he has a down year because I don't want the ball in his hands as much. I want his points to go down. I want him to be more efficient. I do not want his
Okay,
points to
there
go
we
down.
go. That's a good point. That's a good point. I can feel you
I'm
on
not
that.
trying to see. I'm not trying to see a elbow post up every single time. Just the same move every single time. I'm not trying to see a missed layup.
Oh, now I see it. Cynthia salute.
I told you, first she was going on it.
Oh, the consistency is wild. Hey, I put the link in. Everybody else will enjoy it too. But yeah, but I'm just really excited. I think that this team is gonna shock a lot of people how fast they come out the gate. I think they're gonna come out the gate fast. I don't think they're gonna slow footed and kind of be a 500 team. I think they're gonna, like I said, first 20 games I could easily see 16-4, 14-6, something like that. Like coming out the gates really strong. What you
What's
think,
our?
Pass?
I need to see your schedule for that first before I decide. I only know
Oh,
the first game. First
I think
game
the
I got
first
us.
game is it Philly.
Yeah, first game I have is winning. I'm not worried about that. First and second game I know for sure we're winning because second game is Chicago, and
Okay.
they're not a serious franchise now. So.
No, they're in shambles.
They hired the Flash, not the other one, the Flash, because he flashes people.
Hold on 1 second. Let me just make sure he. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Hey, 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 Mr. Cool, the legend, has entered the chat. What's good, Mr. Cool?
Hey, how are you guys doing?
All
What
right,
up,
all right.
Mr.
Hold
Cool?
on. We got one more legend gonna pop in here. Let's go get it cracking now. Hold on. There we go. Hey, 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 there we go. Hey, we gonna go ahead and start Mr. Cool. Then we gonna go to Dr. Smith. Salute. Hey, salute to the panel. There we go. Go ahead, Mr. Cool. I'm gonna let you kick it off.
Well, I've watched and heard and read what Dame has had to say. This guy's ready to go. He is ready to go. And if he's ready to go, we going. It's that simple. Because Giannis is ready. We got the right players around Giannis and Dame. All that stuff's key, man. We have great chemistry. We are we are so much being underrated. It's unbelievable. And that's fine. That's fine. But we got all the pieces to win the championship. It's all there. It's all there. So I am more than happy. And watching Doc and bringing in Rondo,
Right.
genius, genius.
Agreed.
Rondo, when he was a player, I'm telling you what I heard. He would know the opposing team's plays better than they knew him because he studied so much. The guy is such a student of basketball. He would know the opposing team's play better than them because he would sit and watch their film all the time, constantly before he played people. He'd be calling out their plays before they called them out. And to have that
See, I'm
genius now on
telling
our
y'all about his
staff,
IQ.
yep, we need him on that staff, period. And he will help the young players. That'll be great for them because he just knows the game so well. So I'm excited. We about to win the title. Let them
Yeah,
sleep on us.
talk
That's
to
good.
him. I like it. Yeah, I'm very excited. Like I said, Doc, like I was telling Paz, I feel like Doc is putting in all his chips. Like we going all in. We getting everybody we can. We assembling Voltron. Constructicons, all of that stuff. We getting everybody together. We getting the whole gang together. We gotta win this chip. But like we've been saying, Doc's whole legacy, everything he's built is on the line with this team. He has to go all out. Dame, to a certain effect, his legacy is at risk. It's teetering right now. Just one season and his legacy is teetering. There's a
There's a,
lot of players
there's,
that have a lot to left to prove. And that includes Giannis to show that he's still an MVP caliber player. There's a lot of people
and,
with something to prove. Go ahead, Doctor
what,
Mr. Smith. Oh, go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead,
Just
Mr. Boo.
just one more thing. The Bucks taking the team out to California, the bonding time that they are doing, that stuff is vitally important to bring that team closer and closer together. Because if they like each other, get along with each other, it helps that chemistry, man. I love that they're doing that, and that was another great thing by the Bucks organization. Take them out there, take them away from here. Let's get together. Let's get to know each other. Let's spend quality time together. All that helps that chemistry. Now, go ahead, Mr. Smith.
Well, firstly, I want to say, like I said, salute to the chat, to the panel, to the people in the chat that I'm seeing here that I haven't seen in a minute.
Right.
I said that was one of my messages before. It's just almost like coming back to school, right?
It really is.
That's hilarious. All right, go ahead.
But that's what it feels like. It feels like we getting back to school. I have one request for the new year, just one. It's a humble request, right? My first name is Roz, and that's how we're gonna go forward, right?
Okay, Roz. Okay.
There you go. We're gonna
All
go
right.
forward and humble, just like my team is, and that's why I'm happy about this, right? These guys properly identified, in my opinion, the issues with the team, right? It starts off with there was a lot of chaos. We've gone over this, ad nauseum here on this chat, right? The chaos in the coaching ranks, the chaos with players arriving not in shape, players who couldn't stay in shape, our number one guy being injured, guys getting fired, so on and so forth, never really getting online and getting together. And while we won't know if the moves that we've made have been successful, we've made moves. No one sat on their laurels. No one wasted time. We all went out. We had terrible point of attack defense, so who we go out and get? DeLon Wright. We went out and got a Gary Trent Jr., who may not be the point of attack defender that Drew was, but he is definitely active with his hands, and he's certainly 1,000 years better than Malik Beasley as far as this is concerned. We went out and we got a Torrey Prince, right? We're implementing a system that I've been reading too. Apparently, we've never seen it here in Milwaukee. Now, I don't know if that's Doc Rivers' coach speak, but that's got me interested. I like my balanced teams, but my favorite part of the basketball team is always going to be defense. And if we are able to get back to the type of defense that we were playing before, if we can get tip-aways and steals and we get Giannis out in the open field, if we get someone like an Ajax out in the open field, I don't know how you beat this team. Last year, I was excited with Damian Lillard coming in, but secretly, I felt like we had questions that I didn't know were answered. I honestly can tell you with them, in my heart of hearts, I feel like we have the answers to the test this year, as far as we're equipped. I feel like we have the answers to the test as far as how we're equipped. Now, we have to go out and we have to do it. And I'm just like whoever it is that was in the chat that said we're just going to stay quiet and stay focused and just play. I love the fact that my team got demoted and we're not playing on Christmas. You know why? Because now we don't have to manufacture a chip on our shoulders, right? We don't have to act as if no one believes in us. That is legit the truth. Every other team is now the shiny object. And I think if people go out and we say, you know what? That's fine. We've given you 3 years of mediocre results. I understand why you jumped off the bus. We're not going to get into an argument with people. We're just going to show you. We're going to start off not just in the regular season, but we're going to start off in the preseason with Detroit. Detroit is just a sacrifice. Detroit is just that little woman that gets thrown in the volcano. It's not even about you, Detroit. Wrong place, wrong time. You turn down the wrong alley. And that's just what it is. It's not even about you. It's just business. I am so ready for my team to get back to decapitating our opponents early and getting the younger guys on the court so we could see a Tyler Smith, who Giannis said reminds him of a Chris Bosh. So we could see someone like an AJ Johnson, who Giannis said was like the road runner, and he just runs.
I mean,
Okay,
that's a fact.
Yeah.
right?
The road
If
runner
we
stuff
ever
is 100%
expect to
true.
see that on the court, then you guys have to handle your business so that these guys can actually be ready to contribute
Correct.
come playoff time, so that we can have a Chris Bosh added to this team, so that we can have a road runner added to this team, so that teams could be sitting there doing this because they have no answers to what we have. I love it. I love it. And just put money, and this will be the last thing I say. Mark my words. By this time it's all said and done, DeLon Wright is going to be the story of the acquisitions of this team. Of all the new guys that come, DeLon Wright is going to be the sneaky pick. I believe in them all. I want them all to succeed, but we're going to be talking about DeLon Wright's defense. That's all I'm going to say. I think we got it.
That.
I really do. I think we got it. I think we got it this year. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with that. I feel like the media will probably say it'll be Gary Trent, but I think for most of us, it'll probably be DeLon Wright.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Out of all the three of them, I think Prince is probably the one that doesn't really move the needle as much, only because I know, because he knows what he wants to do. He's gonna do the same thing he did in the Lakers. It probably won't change too much, but he'll have in less minutes. I'm more like optimistic with the other two, especially DeLon.
Right, and how he was talking spicy already. I can guard anybody on Boston. I just like his energy already. He's already with it. I like that.
And I also think it's just right time, right fit, right player, right situation, right? And so whoever, regardless of who you might have been on other teams, right? When you're coming to a team that played this poorly on defense, I have to imagine last year, I have to imagine that the mission statement is going to be, we are resurrecting our deep. That's what we're doing. This is a mutual thing. What cannot ever be understated about these guys, and I'm calling them the Trips, because we got three guys, Taurean Prince, DeLon Wright, Gary Trent Jr. We got three. The Trips. What I like about these guys is they all could have took better money to go somewhere else.
Right.
You chose to come to Milwaukee. That's a statement to me. That's a statement to me, right? True. You're coming in. The conversation had to be,
he's cooking, ladies and gentlemen.
Our defense was poor last year. We have the ability to play much better defense, though. This is not a team that's like hopeless and a lost cause. We have an ex-defensive player of the year on our squad. We have someone who probably should have won defensive player of the year right next to him. You guys have all played good defense. DeLon Wright, that's what you're primarily known for. Taurean Prince, I remember him before he even went to Minnesota. I remember him from Atlanta.
Right.
Active hands, swiping the ball away. Gary Trent Jr., when he was in Portland, active hands, swiping the ball away. DeLon Wright going in and actively bothering some of those Boston Celtics that everyone's terrified of and whatnot. I remember these guys. You add that to this team, that has to be a part of the conversation. That you guys, we want you on this team because of what you can do for us defensively.
Right.
Defensively. We know that you can hit shots, but we want you to help this defense because we can generate offense with the defense. I'm telling you, defense is going to be the story of the year. I'm telling you, we're going to finish in the top 5.
Okay.
We're talking about spike picks.
You're definitely higher than me than
5.
that.
Yeah.
I think Brook is not necessarily going to return to his defensive player of the year form, but I think he's going to be closer to it than a lot of people give credit for.
Okay.
Honestly, no, I agree with that. Brook has been aging pretty well, all things considered. I don't think he's going to age terribly. Like he had.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
No. I wasn't going to say anything else. So just go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that I think what I did not like about Coach Griffin's scheme, because I can't even really say that I'm for it or against it because I don't really know what it looks like. What I will say is that it didn't take the players that we had into account.
Correct.
And I think that always
Correct.
taken into, and it's like trying to fit a square-shaped peg in a circular hole. it might be a good defense. I think for him to run the defense that he really wanted to run, then he needed to wholesale clean out the roster and bring in the players that he wanted to bring in, which is an impossibility. He needed to wholesale clean out his coaching staff and bring in the coaches that he wanted to bring in, which wasn't a possibility. So if you can't do those things, then you're somewhat limited in what you can coach, and there should have been like a gradual incremental change. He didn't. He just wanted to flat out, let's run whatever this defense is.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if our guys can't run it or aren't equipped to run it. And I think with Doc, and especially bringing someone like Rondo in, right, who led the league how many years in steals? This man knows what he's doing, right? He's in the ears of the guys that we need him to be in the ears for. I think that when you properly play Brook, then I think he's going to be awesome. When you have Giannis as the offside defender that he used to be, that was Giannis when he was at his best. When Giannis was winning Defensive Player of the Year, it was as an offside defender.
Very true.
When he's Roman.
Yep.
Exactly. For me, that is like Charles Woodson going back and playing corner. That's what you were supposed to do. All this time we had Charles Woodson playing as a middle linebacker. That is not what you're supposed to do. And it made him look poor. If we have our Charles Woodson as a defensive back again, which is putting Giannis back in the position, along with the other improvements, along with implementing a better system for the guys that we have, I think not only are we going to be top 5 defensively, I think Brook is going to be closer to his first runner-up form, and I think Giannis is legitimately going to be in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year.
I like that. How you feel about that, Mr. Cool?
I agree. And here's another thing for Brook and Giannis and even Bobby Portis. When the perimeter defense is improved like it should be and it will be, it takes pressure off of them.
Right.
I mean, Brook, he led the league, believe it or not, in contested shots because he had to help because our defense up on the perimeter was so bad. So he was forced to have to help so much. Now he'll be able to kind of just play his normal 5, what he's used to at the rim, where he's really, really good at the rim defending, really good. And then Giannis, of course, floating, giving help where he needs to. So that will pick up too. But one of the things I saw, I believe Doc started. I'm not sure Adrian Griffin has started, but I think it was more when Doc got in. He pulled Bobby Portis up to trap a lot, and Bobby Portis is way better on the perimeter defending than he is in the post because he's a really
that's
poor
crazy,
post defender.
yo. That's so crazy.
We've been all saying that.
I've been saying that. Yes.
So I think that's where I think we're going to see some things that's going to happen that's going to be outstanding. Because hearing Doc's post-game interview from each training camp, man, good things are happening. That's all I can tell you. They are getting it together. They are bonding together. This team's going to do some great things. And just one last thing I'm going to comment, then I'm going to get out of here. Right. Our first 9 players, I think, are kind of locked. So we know who the starting 5 are. And I think Bobby off the bench, obviously with Prince, Wright, and AJ Green, those are going to be your first 9 players. Obviously, those 4 in the starting 5 that we have. So it's not a lot of the room.
I think that's a valid what you're saying for those 9. AJ Green probably being the last one on that list, but yeah, I agree though.
I mean, those spots are locked already. So I just want to throw that out there. I know everybody wants more of these young guys to play, but you got to build a chemistry with all these guys, and it takes time. So you can't, it's nice. I love to see the young guys play, but I'm not sure how much they can because you've got to make sure these guys interact because they're going to be switching off and on with different guys. Milton's going to be out, so they got to get used to each other. So those 9 are going to be, to me, the primary guys. Doesn't leave a lot of playing time for the other guys. Hopefully they'll get some when guys are injured to get some minutes, maybe when we go into some of that load management. But the reality is it's not that many minutes going to be left because you're only going to play 9 or 10 guys at the most in the playoffs, probably 9.
Right.
And so you want to make sure they get to know each other and build that chemistry together. And you can't do it in 5 or 10 games. It takes a good portion of the season to get guys to learn to play together, get to know each other. That's just my thoughts.
I agree. I can see
that. I think
that.
the young guys on the court when we start smacking teams.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Garbage time, pretty much.
Yeah, garbage time. Yeah.
I am curious though about the 10th man. If I feel like the 10th man is most likely going to be right now, it looks like it might be what's his name? Who was the last pick? It's not gonna be Ajax. No,
Livingston.
not Ajax. Livingston. I think it might be Livingston over Ajax right now.
Yeah, I think Livingston too.
The way those two were playing comparatively in preseason, I would put more stock in Livingston over Ajax. I do think Ajax is better as a regular season as a player with this team, but I don't know if he's ready yet fully.
Okay.
Well, see, here's my only pushback with that, right? Is that I think Ajax had the tools to be a good defender last year had we given the man focus and direction. What he was missing was not know-how and skill. What he was missing was, know-how was what he was missing. Excuse me, I'm wrong. He didn't know where he was going. He didn't know what to do. So they were, I mean, how many times?
That's fact.
No, that's true.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's chaos out there. But it was a ball of chaos that we enjoyed to watch. But in theory, right, if you don't know what you're supposed to do and plays are breaking down because you're not where you're supposed to be and the spacing is poor and whatnot, that was what was getting him off the court. But as far as his athleticism, the length of his arms and all the rest of that,
William.
I think he's a fantastic wing defender, and that's what we didn't have. Now,
but I'm sorry, go ahead.
You know what I mean? So it's just by virtue of position, I think, you know, because if you're looking at the depth chart, you got the line right as your backup point. You have either, in my opinion, Ajax or AJ Green as your backup 2. And whoever you regard as the 2, the other one is the 3. So say like you put Ajax in as the 2, AJ Green is your 3, Torian Prince is your 4, Bobby Portis is your 5, or forward. But Khris Livingston might break into that. Because what I do like about Khris Livingston, to your point, is that I love what he does in the post. And apparently he had a little bit of a mini growth spurt as well.
Yeah, he grew
right?
he grew an inch.
Right. So, you know, does that mean that your arms get a little bit longer? Like, I don't, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I'm for whoever is whoever's giving us the best chance to win, right?
Right.
Whether that's Ajax, whether that's Khris Livingston, whether Tyler Smith comes and shocks everybody and leapfrogs everyone. It's not like we haven't seen it before. That's what happened with AJ Green. Last year around this time, we just knew Marjon was going to be the starting 2.
Right.
And
True.
Marjon fell so far off the map that I don't know how he makes this team now. I think he is now down there with Thanasis minutes.
Agreed.
Thanasis not even on this team.
Right. If he even makes this team, I think he's down there with Thanasis minutes. I think Pat Connaughton is down there with Thanasis minutes. The fact that we have so much talent that it's pushed guys way down, although I think Pat will probably still get that time, but I think slowly over time he's going to be leapfrogged by other guys. I don't think it's going to happen in the very beginning. I think Coach Rivers is too reliant on his
he's more reliant on vets.
Not too. I don't want to make it sound like he's doing something wrong. I just think that he's heavily reliant on his rep. His vets.
It's probably like a 70-30 split, maybe. Like 70% vets, 30% like rookies.
But what I do think that it's been identified, it had to have been identified, was our lack of athleticism that comes from the young guys last year. Indiana is not a better skilled team than us. They're not smarter than us. They're just younger and faster than the guys that we had out there. If we have answers with our own youth, then that youth needs to get on the court. And to be able to compete with Indiana's young guys, we need to get our young guys up to speed as far as their basketball knowledge, so that if it becomes a battle of athleticism, then we're equipped. That's what I mean. I do feel like we have the answers to the test. I feel like we have a good influx of young guys. How many young guys do we have? And by young guys, I mean guys who are within 3 years of the league right now on the team. You got AJ Green, you got Ajax. As long as Marjon still got a job, you got him. You got Tyler Smith, you got AJ Johnson. You got these new guys that just got signed.
Khris Livingston.
Yeah, Livingston. Yeah.
Livingston.
Stanley Moutier.
Yeah. There's a ton of young guys actually now.
Right? And as it started coming to clarity for you, you got Khris Livingston. We got 8 guys within 3 years of the league who've been in the league 3 years. Give those guys some direction. And wear some other teams out in the same way that we got worn out. If it starts to become a track meet, we got 8 guys who can run in that track meet.
Right, true.
You see what I'm saying? We have the answers to the test. this is one of the things that was getting me excited. But for us to have those guys up to speed, they got to get play time. You're not going to learn it on the Wisconsin Herd. Anyone that gets demoted to the Wisconsin Herd is not going to make the team down the line when we need him. And that's why I don't think Marjon does it. I'd be surprised. But I think he's got a demotion coming. I think he's going down to the Wisconsin Herd.
Honestly, I'll go even further. I think he's getting traded. I don't even think he's getting demoted. I think he's going to be in a package. He's going to be a throw-in for somewhere because they need to match money.
Damn, I called him a throw-in.
Well, I do know this is one of the things that I want to get better at as far as like the business side of trades and whatnot. It's like what we can and what we can't do depending on the apron we're at. And it's my understanding. I could be wrong. But because we're in that second apron, we can't aggregate players.
Correct.
Right?
No,
so
you can't.
Put players together for like one player. So if it's
it has to be two players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how that works. I saw some mumbo jumbo trade that someone had proposed, saying that Milwaukee was interested, and then I read the article and it didn't indicate that Milwaukee was interested at all. It was just something that the writer was proposing, but it was for the brother Clark, Brandon Clark from over Memphis. I remember when he was healthy. I remember playing Memphis when he was healthy. He's problematic. Right. Now they
I thought he got traded already.
No, he was injured. Was his problem?
No, I remember him. I remember being a trade with like the Nets. Hold on.
Okay, then
I'm not positive on this. Let me just make sure because I remember someone from their team getting traded over.
Right. And
it was Zaire. It was Zaire. It's Zaire who I'm thinking of.
The trade that he was proposing is not one that I was a fan of anyway, right? Because it was for Bobby Portis, and no, I'm not willing to trade Bobby Portis for Brandon Clark, right? I am willing to trade Pat Connaughton for Brandon Clark, right? I don't know if financially that works, right? You know what I mean? But Pat, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? This is with all due respect. You were one of the guys, you know what I mean, who helped us to win the championship, but I just don't see how you make this team.
Right.
I don't. You know what I mean?
We would have to trade Bobby based on salaries.
So I'm not a fan of that.
Brandon Clark makes $3 million more, so we wouldn't be able to use Pat for it. Also, we wouldn't be able to do it anyway, so we'd be over the apron. Because we're over the apron anyway, so you can't do it.
And I believe what Mr. Cool thinks, which is I think Bobby Portis was not being utilized properly on defense. If Bobby Portis is your last line of defense in the paint, then just count it as 2 points.
Yeah,
right? He's
agreed.
not fast enough. He's not athletic. But put him out on the perimeter with support so that his length actually matters. And I think with support, don't leave him out on the island by himself. He's going to get turned into a Patsy or Ben Simmons. Wow.
Honestly, probably Ben. I'll be honest, probably Ben.
No.
At least Ben Simmons can pass.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that to Pat. I'm not.
Look, he can pass and he can defend. That's all we need him to do. I don't need him to score.
That is ultimate. That is chef's kiss disrespect. No, I don't. We talk about one of the worst.
He's a bad human.
The issue with him was never been his play. It's never been his play. It's always been his motor. He just doesn't want to play. As simple as that. But he can play.
Exactly. And if nothing else, I know Pat wants to be out there, even if he's doing that crazy flyby stuff that drives me crazy.
Flyby, Pat.
Flyby just to get hit in the face for like 30th time.
Even if he can't hit another 3 for the rest of his career, at least he wants to play, and he'll cut like the best of them. He'll do that. I'll cut to the rim. I bet you I could do that. Ben Simmons, no, brother, this just ain't for you anymore. Go figure something else out. Good luck to you. I don't want nothing to do with it. No.
I think he's also still on that crazy contract too. I think he's still getting paid like $50 million a year. It's his last year, but he's still getting paid a lot. This is the last year,
right? You agree with that, right, Mr. Cool? This is last year for Ben Simmons?
I think so, but that guy is he's too much of a headache.
Yeah,
look,
agreed.
If you're the Nets,
if
you're the Nets, you want to keep his contract only because, like, hey, I'm trying to tank.
Yeah, your
goal is to keep that. Yeah, and you have to keep that contract because you need to spend money somewhere. Might as well spend it on the player not even using.
I did want to just touch base one more time on that pick and roll, real quickly, with Giannis and Dame. One of the things that, and you got to give Doc credit, when he only had one season to get Harden and Embiid together on their pick and roll, and he did it, and they were very successful at it. So I think having the training camp, having them together now at the start of the season, Doc is very good at teaching the pick and roll. And then you got Rondo in there helping the system with that as well. So I think we're going to see a vast improvement on that aspect of the game for them. One of the problems I thought always was that Giannis doesn't set good screens. That's just a fact. He doesn't because he wants to release too soon. He wants to just get going, and you have to hold around to set a good hard screen on a pick and roll. Plus, Giannis he's been more effective closer to the basket. When Middleton and Giannis does a pick and roll, Giannis just has to do a rim run. Middleton's throwing to the rim and it's an alley-oop dunk. They did that so many times. But with Dame is farther away from the basket. Mm-hmm. So Giannis on the catch, he's not as effective. He's not a pick and pop. He's a pick and roll. But then typically they start getting people all in the lane because they know Giannis is coming. So it's kind of harder for him. So that's just one of the nuances they'll have to work on getting that cleaned up. And I guarantee you they will. Guarantee it.
Agreed. I like that take.
And out that and they actually had like tape to back up what they were saying. Mm-hmm. Giannis tends to hesitate, like if he can't see like his pass and whatnot. So if you don't have the options in his vision, in his immediate field of vision, that little spot hesitation on top of what Mr. Cool was talking about.
I know what video you're talking about. I forgot the guy's name. I know what you're talking about. Is the video had us like ranked 9th, right, or something like that? It's like a ranking video. Yeah. It's Hoop Sniper.
But yeah, video to back up what he was saying was that little spot hesitation that Giannis does if he can't see one of his outlet passes. So the best thing that he could do for him is to make his options in his direct field of vision so he doesn't have to turn around and look, which would help that pick and roll. Now, I'm curious to see, because he had like direct contrast to prove his point. That's all I ask. Like if you're going to make a point, at least show the evidence, show the work. Like, you know what I mean? If this is the answer to the math problem, show me how you got to that answer. So I am curious to see if that's something that's utilized. One thing that was basic, you don't have to be a basketball savant to see that. Giannis absolutely needs to set better screens. There's no question about that. Sit in your screen, right? Additionally, Dame needs to wait until the screen is set before you move. Right? Otherwise, it's going to be a foul on Giannis every single time. And if Giannis starts getting those types of fouls on setting screens, that's also going to lead to him wanting to get out of the way and avoid contact because you're already accruing fouls further away from what he normally does. There's going to be a healthy foul count for him getting to the rim. He's either going to get the foul called on him or for him, right? That's usually where his fouls end up being, right? If I got to start taking these fouls because you can't slow down enough, then that's going to be a problem, right? I don't think it'll be so much a problem on Dame's side. I think of those two things, if Giannis learns to sit in his stance, if they a little bit longer, if they set the pick out further, Giannis's thing is runway. Don't give me the ball right in the middle of congestion. Give me runway. Give me 2 steps so I can Euro step, so I set the pick out further, which would actually help Dame out as well because he has the range. If I choose not to take the pick and decide to go for the shot, he can shoot that. Still, until proven differently, he still has one of the best ranges in the league consistently. He can shoot from the logo Lillard, right? And so you set that out far, and you give me the option to either hit you with my distance, I could blast past you with my speed, or I could give it to Giannis with a runway, and you lose if that's the case. Giannis has a runway that's just like Giannis on a fast break, which is still to this day, until proven differently, invincible. We have an invincible play. We have Giannis on the fast break is invincible to this day. If we can add that pick and roll to that, and then have Khris lingering somewhere that he's an option for mid-range, I don't know how you stop that.
Yeah,
I don't know how you stop when you
the difference is between our big threes and other big threes is like how they work. you look at the Suns' big three, they all kind of do the same things.
Yeah.
Right. That's right.
Ours all has three different options that they do. Giannis is
Yep.
very heavy in the paint. Khris is in the mid range. Dame is outside. They
Yep.
all complement each other very well, so that
That's
helps out
very
with.
true. Great point. Great
But
point.
also off that pick and roll, you got what's nice now this year, especially because Trent Jr. is a dead eye shooter in open threes. He shoots
He's over
50% in
50.
open threes. So if they
He's
try
over
to
50.
help with Giannis on the pick and roll, he's going to be wide open. He'll be nailing threes all day long,
Oh,
and
yep,
that'll
that's
be
another
big.
thing with the people who we got. They're all better shooters than we used to have before too.
Right.
You can't leave Gary Trent open. You can't
Right.
leave
No.
Prince open. They're bright. They're all good corner shooters. These are
Right.
the guys who are going to be in the corner. So you have to focus on one of them. You can't just do all. You can't. They can't do what they did before.
That's
They
right.
could leave. They could leave Jay Crowder open. They can't do that anymore.
Yeah, fair.
Oh,
So Amara, start setting up the parade. Start getting it ready.
Yeah, I like that, Mr. Cool. I like it. I like it. We gonna do
I'm,
what we
I'm,
can for sure. For sure.
I'm dead serious. I am definitely thinking about the January 22nd is when Milwaukee comes down to my neck of the woods. I'll be in the house for that, right? But I'm definitely thinking about coming up to Milwaukee here. I was looking at the schedule. I
Just
already
let me
see that we
know.
got
Just let me know, sir. Just let me know
we
you
in the
good.
building.
Don't even worry. Just let me know, sir. You good.
I
Trust me,
miss
you
when the
good.
Nets were back in Jersey.
Yeah,
That would have
you
been great.
good. Just let me know the day or whenever you're trying to do it. If
Yeah,
JC
if
for
I'm
sure.
not
Ringo.
in time for some reason, I'll make sure it's arranged. Trust me, you good. Whenever you do
Well,
it, just hit
Monday,
me up.
Damn.
All right, guys.
have
I got to go.
All
See
right,
you
see you,
all.
Mr. Cool. Appreciate
I,
you.
Yeah.
No
Peace.
as
All
do
problem.
right.
I.
See you guys.
But
That was good. That's
yeah,
the longest
I
Mr.
just
Cool ever been on here. That's why I couldn't. I was like,
I
oh
was
yeah,
wondering. I was like, that's
yeah. I'm like
fantastic.
Mr. Cool cooking tonight. It's a Friday. Then we pull in Bahamas' very own Gifts and
absolutely,
Nicholas. What's good, sir?
absolutely.
Salute, salute, salute to the chat. Peace to the panel. Salute to Amber, the president, Pastor Dr. Smith, and salute to Mr. Cool who just exited the chat. I am super, super, super excited. I know that everyone is excited. I am very excited that Rondo is a part of this coaching staff. I am excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited. I see that the Miami Heat guys are here in the Bahamas training. They love to come to my hometown, my little country. They love to come down here to train. So shout out to the guys who come into the Bahamas to support the Bahamas. I just want to touch bases
Mm-hmm.
on a lot of things. I applaud you, Mr. Smith, Pastor Amber, and Dr. Cool for everything you guys have said, man. It's amazing to sit back and just listen to this excellent knowledge of the
Appreciate you,
game
bro.
of
appreciate it.
basketball. You guys are better than Foy State any day, anywhere, any day. Salute to this
Appreciate
podcast.
that.
Salute.
Salute, Gibson.
Salute.
Luke, absolutely.
I think, Amber,
Mhm.
everybody is afraid to give Milwaukee Bucks the credit they deserve. Why I said that? Because the pickup that we did, everybody didn't comment it, but in the eyes of Bucks Nation, they were excellent move made by the organization. Why? We need length. We did not have that. We have it
Right.
now. This this
He's
team is
talking.
built perfect. This team is built perfectly, only by the grace of God. If we can stay healthy, Boston will not hang another banner. Guarantee that, Mr. Smith. They will not hang another banner because why? We are the only team in the East what will match up perfectly with them. We will match up perfectly with them. We have guys to throw at Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown. We have guys to throw at all of those guys we got on the court. We get guys to match up perfectly with them. But first and foremost, I don't want the Bucks to get to that. We could put Boston to the side. We have to make this statement out of Indiana. That Tyrese Halliburton, they need to make a big statement out of him. All that Aaron Neesmith, Nemhard, Miles Turner, they need to be put in a basket backwards to show them that you respect the team would hang a banner. You all never hang no banner. You want to come disrespect a real champion? You all are going to get a beating, and I pray Milwaukee beat them by 50 points. I betting on that. I want them to get beat by 50, and we don't
You
we
Okay.
don't need
hey, we just need to get a win, Gibson. Hey, we just need to win. We
a
need to
win and
just win.
a win and a statement. You have to send a message. We have to come out to send a message, Amber. We cannot come out clowning. No, no, no. We have to come out and send a message so we can let Foy State know, all the other rest of the media with disrespecting us know that you all didn't rate us. We are here. We are going to be a big problem. Boston, you could do it all you want to do. We coming for you all. Don't worry about that. We coming. The
Yeah.
we coming. We coming. Don't worry about that.
Oh,
The only way y'all win that championship is because we was injured. The East was very weak. Boston didn't beat no competition. They didn't face true competition.
fair.
So where all the Boston fans in the chat, I can say it. If they want to get mad, let them come at me. I can take
See,
the blame.
give
Tell him
it
you
some
ain't
Y'all,
time.
afraid. You don't stand by yourself. I stand with you. You got
Right.
brothers.
Hey, it's friends and
You know,
family.
Mr. Smith,
Hey,
Mr.
I'm
I
gonna
ain't
let
Smith.
scared of
y'all
none of
get
them.
y'all last words, and I gotta go. My
All
dog
right,
dipped on
thanks.
me. I'm a little
This,
concerned.
but this one is for Pastor Mendo. Pastor Mendo and Dr. Smith. Boston didn't face no real competition. Because why? They was happy we get injured because they know if Milwaukee was not injured, they was going to be in big problem. They know that. They know that. Go
I
ahead.
mean,
I
yeah,
feel
that's obvious, but like we're their biggest threat to them because we match up very well against them.
Right.
The second team that also matched up really well with them was the team that actually beat us in the first round.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
with the
True.
pay.
Yeah, no,
I feel like this, right?
the Pacers were by far the worst team. The game, even though it's a 4 series, they had so many winnable games because they're such a young team. They messed up so many times. They
Right.
did the same thing against us too. Realistically, the game it should have won to 5 games in Pacers' favor with how our series went.
Yeah.
But they messed up a game that because for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this, right? I respect everybody that we play, regardless of the opponent,
Right.
right? I don't think that we could put forward the results that we put forward the last 3 years and then be arrogant when it comes to whoever it is we play. So I mean, the pace, whether it's the Pacers, the Celtics, whomever, right? Um, in my heart of hearts, I understand why people have jumped off the Milwaukee
Yeah.
bus,
Agreed.
right? You know what I mean? Like they've given us it's not a Milwaukee or anti-Milwaukee bias in my opinion. I think that people were trying to give them their flowers for 3 straight years, and Milwaukee had the results for various reasons, for understandable reasons. But if you're an objective fan, you're not in the fan base, then you're not really obligated to care about those reasons. You just the bottom line is y'all went out in the first round last 2 years. No one cares, right? I get all of that, right? But I also feel like we have the answers that we didn't have. Even last year, we have answers to the test that we didn't have. We have more stability that we didn't have. We have our ability to defend again. I can't tell you how excited I am about that because
No,
that was a
Right.
problem in the back of my mind was
No,
our
I
inability
agree.
no,
to
yeah,
defend.
that's true. Because what I would say is this: last year, our before we had Dame, our biggest issue was always half court offense.
Mm-hmm.
We did not have that. It was always the biggest issue in the playoffs. They just let Giannis. They're like, all right, let Giannis do whatever he wants. No one else is gonna make anything. It always worked out for the other team. That's why Boston beat us in 2022. Because no one else could do
Right.
anything. We got
Right.
Dame. Same time, we lost our defense. So we got one thing that we got much better at. There's proof of this because we went up like sixth in like ranking for that. Before we were around like middle of the pack. We were like 20th
Right.
almost. So you go up that much. That can go up even higher. It could easily be one.
With an intelligent run team. One of the
Right.
things that I was excited and then I got to go. But one of the things I was excited about, and this is something we had talked about in this chat, was they were talking about incorporating Brooke Lopez more in the pick and roll. I don't know why
Right.
that was like a revelation for people.
That
Brooke
should have been
Lopez
default.
in a previous life was an offensive player.
Right.
Yep.
He wasn't even close to a defensive player. He was an offense. He was completely on the
He
other
was
side.
he was Groundhog Day 20-10 for damn near 10 years.
2010, no threes,
Right, there's 20-10,
no
all post.
defense. Literally everything. The two things that we have him do now, he didn't do before.
Correct.
So when I'm looking at Brook Lopez and I'm looking at these pictures, and I know that this is maybe just fandom, right? You know what I mean? And me wanting to see what it is I want to see. But when I see, it appears that this man has dropped weight. He's slimmer. He's trim. A lot of these things can help you move around maybe a little bit more quickly. I'm looking at him. Brook Lopez is like in really good shape. He
Considering,
looks
yeah.
like he's in
No,
really good
he
shape.
does.
Look, salute to that. You know what I mean? Because fitness, people arriving to camp not in shape, not doing the right thing, that's been a problem for a lot of these teams. A lot of these teams will show up to camp, and that's when they start getting into shape. I was low-key worried that this was going to be Khris Middleton this year.
Right.
Apparently, Khris Middleton kept his weight down even with the double ankle surgery, right?
That's awesome. See, that means
Going-
he's eating right then. That means he's eating right.
Yeah,
Right.
the whole team's taking this seriously.
Yep.
You know what I mean? When I hear that Rajon Rondo was leading them in film study the other night as a group, you know what I mean? Like these are the things. These are the things, man. You know where I'm not hearing that Dame arrived new in town, but when everyone else is going back home, he's going back to the hotel. No, we're all going out as a group. Whatever it is that we didn't do last year, whatever money that we left on the, whatever points that we left on the field last year, we're coming back for those points. So even though I don't feel like we're going to be hyper focused on opponents, you know, certain people we're just going to make a mess of. That's why I said I salute, I respect everybody. We're going to make a mess out of Indiana. You know that, right? Like
Right,
Indiana
absolutely.
barely beat Khris Middleton, who himself was injured, and no one else on that team showed up. Bobby Portis was getting thrown out of games. It was Khris Middleton and like a high school team against the Indiana Pacers, and you barely beat him. You barely beat that. You know, Giannis saw all of that, right? From the sideline, he's going to make a mess out of y'all. He's going to make a mess. Who's their center? It doesn't matter. Miles Turner? It doesn't matter. You're done, bro.
That Pacers series still to this day pisses me off because how many games of those were so annoying that were so winnable, especially Game 3. Game 3 pisses me off till this day. How do you let a 6'2" man out rebound you 4 times in a row?
We have the answers to the test.
They were just getting out. They were getting out.
What is his name? What's that man's name?
It was a Nemhard that was doing it.
No.
TJ McConnell.
TJ McConnell.
No.
Let me
the other dude too. The other dude too.
Oh, then that's Nemhard. Yeah, Nemhard.
It's Nemhard. Nemhard was the one who pissed me off way more.
Nemhard was the agitator, but TJ McConnell in particular. Let me introduce you to DeLon Wright. Miles Turner, let me reintroduce you to Giannis. And this time, he's going to chase you right up the alley, right into the locker room. You can sit there and play tough all you want, talking about don't give him the ball back. He's going for 84 points this time. I bet you won't take that ball back this time.
Let's talk to him.
I bet you won't take the ball again. You can't hide behind, what's his name, who used to play for Miami. I bet you leave that ball on the court this time. 84 points. So, on that note, I gotta go.
All right, appreciate you, sir. And what is the first name again? So the people hear it again.
Roz, like Nas, but with an R.
All right, Roz. Okay, there we go. The R stands for Roz, ladies and gentlemen. Salute, appreciate you. Much respect.
Peace. God bless.
I like using Nas as a reference. That's my favorite rapper, man. Salute. Get your hold on 1 second. There we go. Get your last word, sir.
I'm super excited of what you guys have said. Y'all give me hope. This team give me hope. Everybody's in shape. And the most exciting signing of this roster to me is Rondo. Rondo is going to help these guys. He have a high basketball IQ. I love Rondo for this. I appreciate what Dr. Rivers is doing. The Milwaukee Bucks heard all the noise in the market. They heard all the slander. They are coming, like what Mr. Smith said. We are going to messy Indiana so bad. Boy, I got to watch that game. I got to get my popcorn. I got to get everything. I got to get it. And when we come to Boston, Horford, when you dunked on Giannis, you elbow him and you shake your head, prepared to be in retirement. When they finish with you,
He always want Horford out of here. You got beef with Horford like Cynthia got beef with Middleton. Y'all on the same type of time.
So
Hey, Pass, get your last words, and I'm gonna have to get up out of here. Go ahead, Pass. Shout out to Jersey. Shout out to New Orleans. Shout out to Chicago. Shout out to the Bahamas. Let's go to pedal. Told y'all we everywhere.
There's something about this season that just feels right to me. I don't know what it is, but everything feels right.
I agree. I like it on that note right there. I like that. Right there. Everything feel good. Yes, man. That hey.
There's nothing that I'm concerned about. There's nothing that I'm just like, oh, this is gonna be terrible for us.
Right.
I have small concerns, obviously, but I don't have anything
every
crazy.
team will have some concerns though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel that way too. Then Gibson, go ahead and send us home, Gibson.
One more thing, Amber. Pastor Mendo remind me of that guy who is on the GSPN Euro podcast. He remind me of Rohan.
Oh no, come on, that's racist, man. That's stereotyping.
That's stereotyping. Right.
We're the same age too. That's the funny thing.
He said they're the same age.
You was watch the GSPN.
No, I know. I know what you're talking about. I watched them too.
Ty Wendish. So
yeah, I follow Ty on Twitter.
That's hilarious. Yes. So go ahead and go ahead and take us home, Gibson.
I gotta do a new one this time. We come in the new season. We gotta do.
Okay. Go ahead, Gibson.
It could be love, blessings, and respect. The Bucks, nation, the friends, and family. That's the
there
new one, right?
I like it. All right, Gibson. All right, Pass. Appreciate y'all. All right, go. Salute. Oh, this is another very excellent podcast. Salute to friends and family. What's good, y'all? Do you not enjoy the content? Please hit the like button. Much appreciated. This is your number one source for Bucks news. This is your number one Bucks podcast, your number one Bucks chat, guaranteed. Are you not entertained, ladies and gentlemen? And when you enter this chat, you are considered friends and family. Salute. I'm Amara. This is Amara's Logic. Milwaukee Bucks trades, rumors, and news live. Live, where we just got done discussing the addition of Rajon Rondo to this coaching staff. Dame Lillard slam interview where he looks locked in. He looks like he's ready to go. And we have nothing but high expectations for the Bucks in this upcoming season. We'll also be reviewing some of the preseason games as they happen. And we'll also be going live again this Sunday for the Packers as well. So stay tuned. Appreciate all the support. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and share this content to real Bucks fans. Hey, come on home, y'all. If you ain't got no home as a Bucks fan, come on home. We got you. Friends and family here always got the door open for you. Go.